Hello and welcome back, and that is right. Today I want to talk about a brand new Synology. Today I want to talk about the Beestation Plus, new Synology that was kind of informally revealed over in Las Vegas during the CES Expo. Actually, it was a partner event called Pepcom, and when I was over there sort of moseying around looking at what technology we could look forward to in 2025, Synology had a stand set up there, and I'm going to be straight with you. I didn't even see this device at first. I took a lot of stock footage, took a lot of photos there, and was getting ready to write up about the new Active Protect software and the Surveillance Station C2 platform. But over on the left-hand side of the table, I realised just before walking away that there was a new Beestation. Now this is the older unit. This is the Beestation BST1504T. Catchy name. Now the new device, I would argue, has got a lot going for it. That said, not everyone's going to come away from this video feeling pretty positive about it. So I've separated the video into two halves: positive, negative, pros, cons, good, bad. And the chapters at the bottom of the screen will hopefully help you out. But I tell you right now, there are going to be some people that are really chuffed about this and some that aren't. So straight away, let's start positive with the fact this is easily the most powerful one bay I've ever talked about here on the channel. The BST1708T rocks out the gate with an Intel Celeron processor there, and that's a quad-core Celeron as well, alongside 4 GB of DDR4 memory. This is an Intel Celeron processor, x86, which means integrated graphics, which means it arrives with power under the bonnet to get the job done. Alongside that, this one-bay solution arrives pre-populated. I know that's not going to be for everyone, but much like the previous Beestation that's already been released, the one here on the table, it arrives with an 8 TB storage inside. Now, I wasn't able to open it up, but it looks like it is exactly the same chassis, which more than likely means it is a single 8 TB drive inside there. 8 TB is a lot to play with. All this adds up to several things. Number one, it's almost overkill in terms of hardware, CPU and memory there for a one-bay solution compared to anything else in the market there, because a single hard drive has a limitation with regards to read-write simultaneous for that matter, and overall I would say a one-bay solution with this hardware is still pretty darn good. Alongside that, those that do like a pre-populated solution, one that is just simply turnkey, are going to like this. An 8 TB is significantly better than the 4 TB in its predecessor. Alongside this, as we've known with this chassis in the previous generation, it is low impact, it is low power consumption, it is low noise. And I'll say again, BSM or Beestation Manager, the software that this system arrived with, although deviating away from DSM, Disk Station Manager, is a great little platform. It has file management, it has simplified file backups there, it has cloud synchronization built in, it has some elements of multimedia capability there, and I think it's more than likely that Synology are going to be doubling down on the integrations with DSM. Indeed, Synology's US team on the stand went ahead and confirmed that some of the updates coming to BSM are going to add greater integration of backup with DSM there and BSM together. Alongside that, we're almost certainly going to see further integration of existing Synology properties in DSM migrating over to BSM there, as users could really make more of the hardware inside this. Synology are not going to scale up from a simple ARM processor in the first generation of this and extending into an Intel quad-core version with 4 GB of memory unless it needs it, because that one mechanical hard drive inside is going to present something of a performance limitation there. So that hardware must be in place for greater than what BSM currently provides. However, let's be realistic, not everyone's going to be chuffed to hear about this. Straight away, that CPU, that Celeron, for all the merit I'm giving it, it's the J4125. It is an old Celeron processor. Intel have long since discontinued it. It arrived at the closing stages of 2019, and this CPU is well over 5 years old. No one is using it in any of their systems. Alongside that, this system arrives with a single 1 gigabit Ethernet port on the rear, just like its predecessor. There was no mention of 2.5 GBE there, which would have been nice, and hopefully that is something that will be added. I saw no indication of that on the system on stand, and the team were not able to confirm that. But the result is that at 1 GBE, it's still presenting a bottleneck for even a modest 8 TB hard drive. Also, the same criticisms that floated around for Beestation, the first release, are going to apply to this one, and that is the non-upgradability of that hard drive means that, the lack of RAID functionality combined with the system not having any means to upgrade the drive down the line are all going to add up to a system that probably is going to contribute to a little bit more e-waste than some people would like. A normal NAS solution can swap out drives over time as the drives break, but if this drive dies inside this system with its 3-year warranty, what do? You throw it in the bin, I guess, because you can't open the system up. And although we were able to upgrade the hard drive on the BST1504T, the first release, and although that's unofficial, other users have done the same, it's still going to present something of a warranty thorn in the side for users that look at this 8 TB once it fills up, and all they can do is migrate it over to another system and start deleting. Now, the other issue some users may have, and I can definitely vibe with this because I've talked about it in other videos, is Synology's dissemination of features within DSM. I mentioned earlier that I'm quite pleased that Synology looks like they're going to be integrating this more and more into DSM, and no doubt doubling down on what the capabilities of DSM are. We've already seen some improvement in the photos, in bphotos application, but how much of DSM would be moved over to this? We've already talked about Active Protect, and it's frankly no doubt implications for long-term development of active backup, I would say, within DSM. Nothing officially confirmed, but I think it is a logical step the brand is going to take. Now, is more of DSM going to be disseminated into BSM? And if not removed from DSM outright, is it going to affect development within BS and DSM if apps and concentration on BSM takes place? Now, another little thing to bear in mind is long-term development by Synology on existing upgrades and refreshes of Beestation solutions. New 4 bays, new 2 bays, new 6 bays, new 8 bays. Synology have been weirdly quiet. Now, I will say, alongside leaks and alongside discussions with, frankly, people I can't share here on YouTube, I'll say right now, there is definitely a new 4 bay and a new 2 bay and that new 8 bay rolling out this year. The 8 bay is taking way longer than it should, in fact. But with that, there's no indication of hardware upgrades on that. And I'm slightly worried that what we're going to see is safe, tentative refreshes where it's the same CPU and perhaps upgrades of the network interfaces to 2.5G. Maybe RAM upgrades there, but little more. And alongside that, indications I found that they're going to go the pre-populated route, either pre-populated fully or only utilizing their own hard drives. Again, nothing official, just lots of background chatter and lots of leaks that indicate via capacity model numbers built in, such as those found in 8T or 16T on the end of model IDs, that all point towards the next generation of disk stations being markedly more fixed than the ones we've seen before. And whether that is the case, that Synology are reshaping their portfolio for Beestation to stretch even further into disk station territory, and for DSM to become more of a centralized business platform, trimming some of those funner applications, and then finally Active Protect at the top, expanding outwards, again, either side of DSM being squeezed. On the whole, I like the idea of the Beestation Plus. I think it's a good idea because I think the original Beestation, for all of its merits, was significantly underpowered and, I would argue, very slow at times for those that wanted to do more than just general file browsing. And this system seems to indicate a greater capability is going to be on the table. But I do have concerns about DSM long-term and Synology's plans towards their portfolio and who stands to benefit the most and arguably who stands to lose the most. But I look forward to hearing your comments below. Again, remember, most of what I've said is not official. The first half, certainly. The second half, conjecture, supposition, and my own opinions based on what I'm seeing. So do keep that in mind. But I look forward to talking to you in the comments, and I really look forward to seeing just what a Beestation with BSM on this hardware level is capable of doing, and I hope you are too. But I'll see you on the next video.